Hello, everyone. I'm Dwayne Bonifer in the Lindsey Wilson College Office of Public Relations, and this is The View from the Hill, the podcast of Lindsey Wilson College. Every week during the academic year, The View from the Hill features conversations with some of the people who help create the dynamic living, learning environment that serves the educational needs of every Lindsey Wilson student every day. In this 16th edition of the 2025 View from the Hill podcast, we're going to talk to two award-winning members of Lindsey Wilson's stellar faculty. Outstanding faculty and staff are at the heart of Lindsey Wilson College, soon to be Lindsey Wilson University. At the annual Honors Convocation, held April 15th in Bigger Sports Center, two Lindsey Wilson faculty members were honored for their work with students. Business faculty member J.C. Phelps was named Teacher of the Year by the Lindsey Wilson Student Government Association, and School of Business and Communication Dean Benson Sexton received the Exemplary Teacher Award from the United Methodist Church Division of Higher Education. In this episode of View from the Hill, we'll meet both of those award-winning faculty members. And as you'll hear from both of them, being a Lindsey Wilson faculty member goes well beyond what takes place inside the classroom. And that's one of the reasons Lindsey Wilson has such a distinctive education. J.C. Phelps is a member of Lindsey Wilson's School of Business and Communication, a native of nearby Russell County. J.C. teaches several courses in the business program, including economics and marketing, where he's known for giving students a lot of hands-on opportunities and experiences. J.C. said it was quite an honor to receive the Teacher of the Year award because it came from the student body.
Winning the Teacher of the Year award from SGA meant a lot to me, primarily because that is student voted. And, I'm here at Lindsey Wilson for the students. It's the greatest part of my day. It's the greatest part of my job. And to receive recognition from them, it has meant more to me than anything in my professional career.
You're not just a teacher, though, at Lindsey Wilson. You're involved with students as an advisor, mentor. You hold study sessions for students. You're one of their biggest fans. I mean, you've really become immersed in the Lindsey Wilson culture.
Being a part of this community is far from just what you teach. I find myself, I was here in this office at 8:30 last night, meeting with students that saw my car in the lot and they needed help. I support the students at their athletic games and cheer them on. I have study sessions where I feed them before their economics test so they don't freak out on me. If there is something that I can feasibly do, I'll do it, and I'll do it twice. And I think that's what it takes to meet them where they are.
And that's part of what it is to teach at a small college. It's those extra things, that added value that is part of the education that doesn't necessarily appear in the catalog or on the syllabus.
Absolutely. I went to a small college, and that's why I wanted to work at an institution just like Lindsey, where I could have that impact one-on-one with them. The beauty of Lindsey Wilson is when I walk in the room, I know every student by name. I know where they're from. I know what sport they play. I know their intricacies. I can engage them on things that interest them, whether I naturally have an interest in it or not. And that simply can't be accomplished in a large lecture hall. And to me, that is significantly rewarding.
Talk a little bit about how you became a member of a college faculty. Was it something you always wanted to do, or is this something that you came to?
Definitely something that I've always wanted to do. I'm from a family of teachers. My grandma, most people know as Miss Judy. My aunt, Miss Jerry, who got a teaching degree here at Lindsey Wilson. And so I've always been around educators. When I was in grad school and I got to be a graduate teaching assistant, that definitely let me know that I wanted to take this path. I did work in industry and knew I wanted to come here. And in large part, I came to Lindsey due to many connections that I have on campus. I found out there was a job. I was still pursuing my PhD at the time and wasn't finished. And I thought, well, I might as well apply. And luckily I did. It was a great decision.
You'll also be teaching this summer as well, teaching students who will be in college in a couple years in the Governor Scholars Program.
That's right. I was a Governor Scholar in 2011, and that was certainly formative for me prior to entering undergrad. And so I'll be teaching this summer in the business, accounting, and entrepreneurship focus at Morehead State. I'm excited to work with students from around the Commonwealth, and I most certainly hope to see them here at Lindsey Wilson afterwards.
Talk a little bit about the business program at Lindsey Wilson College. What is it about the program that makes it distinctive, the unique opportunities that it gives to students?
I think the business program here at Lindsey is really dynamic. We have 5 paths that people can take. There's a general core that will prepare you for a multitude of career paths, but then we offer marketing, HR, entrepreneurship, accounting, and general management. And so students can really find their path. The beauty of the business education here and receiving a business education is that those skills are transferable in the private sector, the not-for-profit sector, the public sector, government work, nonprofit, you name it, it can be utilized.
Students get a lot of hands-on experience in the business program at Lindsey Wilson. That's a hallmark of the program, I think.
Absolutely. I have students that have worked as marketing interns at tennis clubs in the Hamptons, and I have students that have worked as business interns in large-scale businesses, small-scale businesses. We research alongside the students. We support them immersing themselves in industry because that's how they're going to see success when they're done with this here at Lindsey Wilson.
What's the key to being a good college teacher? You surely must have had some mentors and some role models along the way. I imagine you draw from them, but what do you think the key is to being a good college teacher?
I've definitely had professors in my academic career that have meant so much to me. However, I have this philosophy that many people have heard, and my philosophy is come to the table. I have a table. I'm here. The chair is open. And I think part of it is hospitality. Part of it is making someone feel as if, they are welcome, that you're there to invest in them. And I always have an open seat. And so that is my teaching philosophy. And I think that leads to a very dynamic, but also student-professor relationship.
You grew up in South Central Kentucky, grew up around Lindsey Wilson. Pretty exciting time at Lindsey Wilson right now. It will be Lindsey Wilson University in July 1st.
I'm so excited about it. I'm from Jamestown, and in fact, Dwayne, I'm from Esto. Let's be specific. And I grew up very much involved in the Methodist Church, so I'm always was around Lindsey. When I think about Lindsey Wilson University, it makes so much sense to me, and it's where we are as an institution. But it makes me proud as a faculty member because I feel that I'm here at a most pivotal time in the college's history, and I'm very excited for what is to come, and I truly believe that the best days are ahead.
You're listening to the Lindsey Wilson View from the Hill podcast. I'm Dwayne Bonifer in the Lindsey Wilson Office of Public Relations. I'm talking to 2 of Lindsey Wilson's outstanding faculty members, J.C. Phelps and Benson Sexton, both of whom are members of the college's School of Business and Communication and recent recipients of teaching awards at the college. Benson is a 2004 Lindsey Wilson graduate. He's also dean of the School of Business and Communication. Benson says that he was, quote, blown away when he learned that he had received the Exemplary Teacher Award from the United Methodist Church Division of Higher Education. That's because teaching is central to his work at Lindsey Wilson.
For me, this award is the most meaningful award that I've received yet. To be considered as exemplary teacher has always been something that I thought would be a high honor, but to actually receive the award, it literally blew me away. So I've been very blessed in my life to be surrounded by excellent teachers and professors. I think back to when I was at Lindsey Wilson College as an undergraduate student. I think about not only Miss Minton, but I think about Dr. Terry Swan and Dr. Gerald Chafin and Dr. Morris Grubbs. And I also think about Dr. Phelps, Greg Phelps, who really taught me the importance of understanding theory at a deeper level and then the ability to be able to teach that. I think about professors I had while in graduate school, Dr. Derek Lane, Dr. Brandy Frisbee, and the late Dr. Dan O'Hare, who all pushed me not only to grow intellectually, but also to grow as an instructor. They always supported my dreams to be at a teaching institution like Lindsey Wilson, and for that, I will be forever grateful. And then I also think about those who have been my colleagues for several years. Think about Dr. Jennifer Firkin, and I think about Miss Laura Burwash, who was an instructor with us for several years, and their energy, their creativity, and how that they always challenge me to think outside the box. I will forever be grateful for that. And so I'm just very blessed to be surrounded. And I also think about Dr. Allison Smith, who challenges me to prepare at the highest levels. I see how that she prepares and takes such care of each and every class session that she holds and the preparation that goes into that. And that challenges me. And so I'm just so blessed to have been surrounded by people who have all encouraged me and motivated me to constantly sharpen my skills as an instructor.
You're also at Lindsey Wilson, Dean of the School of Business and Communication. Talk a little bit about the school, what's going on within it, what kind of things you all have happening in the School of Business and Communication these days.
It is an honor to be able to serve as Dean of the School of Business and Communication. To pull me out of the classroom full time, it had to be something that I felt was meaningful. And to be able to lead this group of faculty is a real honor for me. I believe that we have a very strong faculty who cares about teaching. When we interview faculty, one of my number one questions that I ask a candidate is, how do you feel about teaching? Because I'm looking for good teachers. I'm looking for teachers who want to teach like we want them to teach at Lindsey Wilson. And that's to have that every student, every day mentality, and to be a good instructor. And when you walk into the classroom and you shut the door, that those students get your very best. And so in our school right now, we have instructors who are not just teaching inside the classroom, but also teaching outside of the classroom. We have entrepreneurship expos. We have behind the scenes cruise learning experiences. We just had a group of students to visit the Disney Institute. We just held a phenomenal etiquette dinner to train students for the next stage of their professional career. And so there's a lot of energy in our school right now, and it is all fueled by exceptional teachers.
And you all do such a good job, not only giving students the academic side of their major, but preparing them for careers as well. Talk a little bit about that.
One of our school goals that we take very seriously is to prepare students for life after college, to prepare them for their careers. And so we have a group of faculty that work very hard to help students find internships, to help students make connections in the professional world, and to give them those like career shadowing opportunities to help them to identify things that they may be good at or that they may be interested in. Because in the professional world, you may not end up having a job that you thought when you first entered college, but it's all about getting your foot in the door. And so our goal is to help students get their foot in the door, because once you get your foot in the door, then you can kick down all of the other doors.
You've been really busy as dean, recently launched an online edition of the communication major. Talk a little bit about that.
We have been planning to offer our communication program online for several years. And so for the last year, we've been in a position to be able to plan that and to launch that. So starting in fall of 2025, we will offer our full online communication program with the emphasis in organizational communication. This will be taught by our campus faculty and a few adjuncts that have been long-standing adjuncts with us. And so students who are enrolled in this program will get the Lindsey Wilson experience, the same kind of experience and the same opportunities that students get on the main campus. And so we are so excited about that. Like I said, we have phenomenal teachers who are in the classroom, but those same teachers have really worked to polish their skills, to develop new skills, so that same excellent teaching transfers to the online environment as well.
And then somehow, in spite of doing all of this as well, you, I guess, don't have enough to do. You're also a member of an institute at the Appalachian College Association. You find time to do that. Talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I received a high honor for this calendar year, and that's to be involved in a Rural Higher Education Leadership Institute through the Appalachian Appalachian College Association. We're a group of 30 leaders from 33 college campuses. We're selected to come together and to participate in a couple of residencies, but also several virtual events where that we gain a better understanding of higher education in rural Appalachia, but also rural America, what the challenges are, but also what are the opportunities and what is this going to look like over the next 5 to 8 years. And so for me, it has been a great opportunity to stop and to think about my own leadership, my own skills, to figure out what do I need to develop, what do I need to sharpen, and then also what can I bring back to Lindsey Wilson to help us better understand how we can serve our students in rural Appalachia. And now that we're moving into the online format with several of our programs, how can we serve students in rural America in the online format as well? And so that brings a whole new challenge, which is a great opportunity.
You've been associated with Lindsey Wilson College for nearly a quarter of a century. Has there been a more exciting time to be at Lindsey Wilson, soon to be Lindsey Wilson University?
This is the most exciting time since I was a freshman in August of 2000 at Lindsey Wilson College, which, as you mentioned, now we're transitioning to university. We have a rich tradition, we have a rich history, but I am confident that our best days are in front of us, and I'm so excited about that. We have faculty and staff who are ready to do whatever it takes to take Lindsey Wilson to the next level, but the most important thing is that we do not lose what makes us special, and that has been one of the things that I have voiced in the conversations I've been a part of. I don't want to lose who Lindsey Wilson is, because the family atmosphere and the close-knit nature that we have is what makes it such a special place. And so I truly believe that we are going to do everything that we can to make sure that we still have that same feel as we transition into what, just by the word, seems like a larger type of institution.
That's Benson Sexton, Dean of the School of Business and Communication at Lindsey Wilson College, soon to be Lindsey Wilson University. Benson received the Exemplary Teacher Award. That came from the United Methodist Church Division of Higher Education. You also heard from business faculty member J.C. Phelps. He was named Teacher of the Year by the Lindsey Wilson Student Government Association. Both awards were presented at the college's annual Honors Convocation, which was held on April 15th in Bigger Sports Center. And speaking of Bigger Sports Center, don't forget that Lindsey Wilson's 121st commencement will be held there in 3 parts this year. There'll be a 6 o'clock ceremony on Friday, May 2nd, and then on Saturday, May 3rd, there will be 2 ceremonies, one at 10 in the morning and the other at 2 in the afternoon. For more information, you can check out the story on the Lindsey Wilson College website. To get there, just point your browser to lindsey.edu/news. And that's going to do it for this 16th edition of 2025's View from the Hill. View from the Hill is produced by Shelby Burton. She's Lindsey Wilson's Assistant Director of Public Relations and Media Producer. And you can tell us what you like or don't like about this podcast by firing off an email to us at news@lindsey.edu. Be sure to put podcast in the subject line. Until our next edition, I'm Dwayne Bonifer in the Lindsey Wilson College Office of Public Relations. Thanks so much for listening. So long, everybody, and have a nice day.